You're listening to FitPro Sessions with Parallel Coaching, episode number 20. Hi, I'm Neale Bergman, and in today's podcast, I'm going to pass you over to Hayley because I am riddled with a cold and nobody wants to hear me cough and splutter on a podcast. So, Hayley's going to discuss how to successfully change career into fitness and go through 5 Ps. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Neale Bergman.
And I'm Hayley Bergman. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of fitness professionals to get qualified, learn with simplicity, and coach clients with confidence.
We're the first to say that learning and being a fit pro doesn't have to be hard work, and that with the right structure, support, and resources, you can become a confident and knowledgeable fitness professional that is dedicated to more.
So how do you learn, qualify, and kickstart as a fit pro? This is the FitPro Sessions Podcast with Parallel Coaching.
So a massive warm welcome to all of you that's joined us for the live training today. So today is all about how to successfully change career without the pain of making the wrong decision. So we've heard this many a times before in that learners are really worried about making the wrong decision. So as a result, they end up not making a decision. And that's what today is all about. So in this tutorial, it's going to be about 30 to 45 minutes, so make yourself comfortable. Make sure you got your cup of tea handy. And also, as we're doing this, what I would love from you guys is lots of interaction. So use the chat box that is available or the comments box to make sure that you're popping in any comments as we go through. In fact, start that now, find the chat box and just let me know where you are in your fitness career change itself. So whereabouts are you? Are you literally just starting out, wondering which direction do I go? How do I get started? Thinking about becoming a fitness or starting a fitness career? Or are you already training? Or are you already qualified and in that gap before you now start making this your career? So just put this in the chat box so I can see for you guys individually, so I can know exactly what is going on and who we have with us, and that means I can sculpt the session around you as well. Whilst we're getting ready to start, I just kind of obviously a massive warm welcome to everybody that can be here live and also on the replay as well. Just some quick housekeeping. Whilst we're here, if you just make sure that your mobile phones are turned on silent and just so that you're not distracted by all those constant beeps and pings, that would be fantastic. Like I say, we'll probably be about 30 to 45 minutes maximum because I know your time is really precious. So the other part of that is that we're going to have time for questions within that time. So what I would love from you guys is to make sure that you're obviously putting in the questions in the chat box. If I miss them, because I will be concentrating on delivering the best tutorial I possibly can with you. So if I miss your chat and your questions, I will definitely answer them towards the end. So just make a note of which questions you're asking so that I don't miss them when we get to the end on the questions section. So let's just have a quick read through a couple of these comments. So Mike says almost finished level 3. Hi Mike. Running classes, already have a few clients, love to switch to full time. User, whoever the user is, I'm doing level 3 now, struggle a bit of what to do afterwards. Deb, just qualified, started to apply for jobs, doing my level 3. So Naomi's doing her level 3. Amanda's just starting out on level 2. And Rakshana is also starting out Pilates. So a lot of you are already starting out. There's also lots of people joining us today that are brand new or thinking about joining the fitness industry. So if in the comments box you can share anything with those, that would also be fantastic. So let's get started. Did you know that changing career is actually quite straightforward? And some of you might be sort of going, no, it's not. But it is quite straightforward, and that's what we're going to be talking about here today. So I know it sounds crazy and some of you will find this really hard to hear, because career change for you and making that decision to actually now change career, like I said, regardless of whether you're at the beginning of that journey or whether you're already qualified or about to become qualified, it sometimes needs to be 100% planned and 100% perfect, so that before we decide that we can go forwards or before we can make that decision. And what I'm going to share with you today is 3 secrets that are going to revolutionize how you tackle your career change into fitness. So they're going to totally change how you actually do this and the things that you need to get in place so that you can do this effectively. And And these 3 secrets are going to make up the backbone of what we're talking about here today. So we are Hayley and Neale. We're the co-founders of Parallel Coaching. I'm here on my own today, so I'm Hayley. I'm sure you've met Neale before. If you haven't, then I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to meet him in the future. And we've developed thousands of FitPros. So we've helped thousands and thousands of FitPros launch their career change in fitness over the last 10-ish years. So we've been doing this for a long time, and within that we've helped lots of learners make their leap from literally just having an interest in fitness, just being a fitness enthusiast, to now make it their full-time career. So it's a really exciting part about what we do. And actually the thing that I love most is really seeing when you guys get started. What is the most important part of making a career change decision? In fact, drop it in the comments box. What do you think is the most important part about making a career change decision? Everyone will have loads of different ideas. So please do put your comment in the comments box now. And I'm going to say today, it's our 5 Ps to FitPro Success. You may not have ever heard of them before. You might not have known that that is even a thing, but this is going to be the most important part of moving forwards. And we've got some people putting in answers saying, like, it's going to be my passion, it's going to be knowing exactly the path I want to take, it's going to be the future that I want. But if I can show you what this is in a structured format, I'm sure you'll have a really good understanding of exactly what is involved to make this a success. And that's where we're going to start now. So our 5 Ps break down the entire career change from the initial thoughts right through to really being in a thriving fitness career without the overwhelm. So rather than thinking that it has to be all perfectly clear from the very beginning, the 5 Ps simplify each step. And sometimes this is, you might be feeling the same. So you might be feeling absolutely overwhelmed at the thought at the moment of tackling everything about your career change, what it's going to look like at the end, how much you're going to earn, and you can really see that you're sort of getting lost in this big maze of overwhelming questions. And that's generally where people are when they're thinking about a career change. But actually this simplifies everything, and this is our 5 Ps. So our 5 Ps to success. So I'm going to share 3 secrets, and these are all around our 5 Ps of FitPro Success, and they're about making the career change decision and committing to your decision. So I don't know if you've ever found it, but sometimes it's easy to make out exactly, it's kind of sometimes easy to be able to make the decision, but then we don't commit, or it's really hard to make the decision, and then before you know it, it's been weeks, months, years of indecision. And that's what we're looking at here today, is how you can really make this career change the best and most simple decision that you can possibly make. So I kind of know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, so you've said about 5 Ps, but what are they? People have started guessing in the box what the 5 Ps might be, which is great. These are our 5 Ps to FitPro Success. First of all, you need to know what path you want. You need to know what path you are heading down. So you might stand here now at the beginning of your fitness career change decision, just thinking about making a decision, and you've got this path in front of you, or multiple paths, and you've got to choose the one that really maps for you, that resonates for you in particular. And then you need to pick the right course that's going to help you achieve that. And then that'll help you prepare and learn everything that you possibly need to learn. Then you can think about passing your exam, and then you can think about the progression off the back of it. And that progression is about making your fitness career deeper, more complex, at a higher level, whatever progression means to you. And actually, these 5 steps are distinctly different steps. And it's probably the biggest mistake that I see a trainee or wannabe fitness professionals think, is that they try to solve all 5 of these at once, rather than thinking of each one as an individual step. So using our 5 Ps to FitPro Success, I'm going to show you a really great way that you can make a decision to change career without the pain and the analysis paralysis. So if you may have heard of paralysis of analysis, and that's when you're really, really thinking about what on earth am I going to do? Like, you just have so many questions, you're analysing it all so much that as a result, it feels like such a painful decision and you end up not doing anything. So give me a hell yeah in the comments, or a yeah in the comments if this is you right now, that you're in this mass overwhelm, you're in this mass place whereby you've got huge amounts of questions, huge amount of indecision, huge amount of paralysis, because you've got so many questions around what it is that you're doing. Sounds about right? Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Okay, lots of comments coming through, fantastic. And today we're gonna share 3 secrets with you. So these 3 secrets that I'm gonna share with you are gonna help you successfully change career without the pain of making the wrong decision. Now, I'm going to stress the fact here, the pain of making the wrong decision. This is total perception, and you may feel the real pain of making the wrong decision. And it can be really, really hard for anybody that is thinking about a career change or any big decision, because you're so busy worrying about it being the wrong decision rather than making any decision at all. Fantastic. Okay, I've got lots of agreements on there as well. So we're going to start off with the first secret, and the first secret is focusing on the path. So as part of, like I said, there's 5 P's to success. The most important thing right away now is to forget about the other 4 and just focus on the path, the very first one. Now, the reason why we want to just focus on the path is because if we get so caught up in the rest of it, we sometimes don't end up seeing the clarity of the path that we want to follow. So the big idea here is that you need to focus on the first stage rather than the entire career change. And this is really important because it can be overwhelming to think of every single question, just like I said a moment ago, and all the small intricacies of your entire career change when you haven't even made the first step yet. And lots of you agreed to that a moment ago. And this can create a lot of self-doubt and lead to paralysis of analysis. So self-doubt, again, is that big key word, isn't it? And I'm sure you guys have thrown this around already, that you're thinking, God, can I do this? Can I really do this? And the chances are you're just not necessarily thinking about just the path that you want to take, just the initial stepping stone of that path, and really thinking about what it is that you want in the future, not necessarily about what you're running away from in your current career. So really thinking about that path that you follow. So the first secret is to just take it in each step and think about that one path that you want to take. You don't need to know all of the answers at the top of that 5 P's to success. You don't need to know about how you're going to progress. You don't need to know all of the things, and they don't all need to be screwed, nut bolted, cross the T's, dot the I's. Doesn't all need to have to take place in order for you to make a decision on the path of that you want. So your path decision could well be that you want to become a FitPro, or that you decide you want a lifestyle career whereby actually what you want is more time off, or you want to be able to go to work in your trainers and your shorts rather than in a suit. Whatever your specific want is. So actually just share with me in the chat box as you go through what it is that you would say is the one thing that has determined your want to take the path towards a new career. And whilst you're popping those in, I'm going to move straight on to the second secret. And this is, if not now, then when? So you've heard that phrase before, and you've probably used it. But if you don't do it now, how are you going to wait? Are you going to wait another year, another 2 years, another 5 years? I had one guy on the phone the other day that's waited 10 years for a career change, and actually he's in no better place now than he was a year ago when 10 years ago when he initially thought about it. It's still not a better time to change. So in relation to this sort of idea of when will you do it, there is actually no such thing as a perfect time. So you can think about this in your own world, in your own thing. If you think about when you go to the gym, personally, when you go and work out, when you go to your Pilates class, there's never a perfect time to go, is there? there's always something else happening. There's always dinner to cook. There's always children to run around after. There's always something going on. So there is never a perfect time to do something. And the main thing to understand here is that there is never that perfect time to change career either. So don't have to wait for all the stars to align before you actually make that decision. So this means if you don't start the career change now, then when will you start? So this is my big question to you. If you don't start the career change now, then when will you start? There will always be questions about having enough time, childcare, finances, and logistics. They'll always be there, no matter how rich you are, no matter how much you've saved, no matter how old the children have become. Those things will always be there, and they'll just be replaced by something else. However, seeing your career change journey as a drain on your resources can really, really make you feel negative about the journey, to the point that you end up feeling negative about the training, feeling negative about the learning and the understanding, and all you're looking forward to is then getting to the end point and passing. But in reality, the career change journey itself is really energizing. It can be really empowering, and it can actually add a lot to your life, even more than you can imagine right now. So if you're standing at the beginning thinking, I can't deal with all those extra stress and complications right now, it's just not a good time for me, then ask yourself, when will be a good time? Well, I think you'll probably find out that really any time is a good time. No time is a perfect time. And the path you choose and the course you pick will help you keep it structured and simple, so you never get the feeling that your life is becoming more complicated. And that's really the key part, is that actually it doesn't have to be a stress. It doesn't have to be this massive decision, and that it actually can be something that you enjoy the entire journey of. And that's what I really want you to focus on in this second secret. So I just got a couple of replies come in, which I want to read back to you guys as well. So Mike's saying that he wants more quality time to himself. So this is your motive. This is why you chose your path, and be in control of what he does, not to be told what to do by others. Nice, this often comes in. Lots of what I don't want. So that's interesting. Deb says she's retired from a long-time career, then started level 2 and 3. It was doing the course that gave me the light bulb moment. I'm going to do this as a new career. I love it. Yes, exactly. And what I love about that, Deb, is that actually you have chunked it, because you probably didn't want to make it a career. Like you said, you were retired, and then suddenly you went, oh my God, I can make this a career. Can you imagine if you'd had that light bulb moment so many years before, that now you could have had longer in this new career? Being my own boss, run my own business, investing in my health, and working with others to live a better quality life. Lovely. Okay, so loads of you have really clear reasons as to why you want to make this change. And the third secret is that the course you pick matters. It really, really does matter. So we've had path. We've been looking at the initial parts of choosing the right path, and now we're looking at picking the right course. I love this photo, by the way. This photo is of our current level 3 PT group, and yeah, look at all those smiles. That's fantastic. But the pick is about choosing where you go next. So you know the outline of the path, and now the pick is choosing what will help you get to that next step. So if you're already qualified and you're looking at picking the next step, what does that consist of for you? Maybe you need to think about the course that you pick that will help you build your business, or the course that you pick that will help you specialize in a specific area. Or maybe you're at the very beginning of your career choice and change, and as a result, you're thinking, oh God, how do I get qualified? In which case, the course you do pick matters in all parts of your decision. So you can pick a course that will support you to be confident right out of the gates. And I think this is so, so key, because it's not about just the learning section and then going and and you're suddenly amazing. It's actually about being able to amalgamate all that learning and those lessons and the training so that you can enjoy it, so you can build your confidence, so that when you finish, you're actually ready right out of the gates. And I think that's a really key part to focus on, is that the type of course you pick does matter. And this is key because most people want to focus so much on their new life as a Fit Pro that they don't necessarily consider the importance of picking the right training course in the first place. And this leads to them to enroll on a training course that doesn't suit their needs, that doesn't prepare them for real life as a Fit Pro, and that doesn't teach them the skills they need to pass and be confident right out of the gates. This eventually leads to being qualified but not confident enough to actually implement what they have learned. Can I just get a hell yeah in the comments, or a yes if you prefer, that is if you are in this place whereby you're creating more paralysis and a gap between getting qualified and actually making a career change into fitness. And from what I can see on the comments, I think there's a lot of people in this place whereby you've gone through and you've maybe picked the wrong course so far, but you're going through, you're doing your thing, and you've become qualified, and now there is this gap. And in this gap, you've now got to gain momentum again before you can think about another set of decision to change career. So now you've got the skills, but you've still got to make that decision to change career because it hasn't flown through and you haven't had the momentum the whole way through. So I've got some yeses coming in, but I know what you're thinking. Have a go if you're wondering what on earth you are thinking, then just pop that in the comments. But you're probably thinking, it's still hard to make a career change decision. I'm worried that I'll make the wrong decision. And how does it work for me? Maybe you're sat there going, it's different for me. I've got bills to pay. It's different for me. I've got kids to consider. It's different for me because I'm really needed in my job at the moment. Or it's different for me because this would be a big risk based on my personal situation. All these things, again, give you so much worry that actually you end up not seeing the bigger picture. So we've had all three secrets so far, and they've all started stacking up the understanding of just looking at the path and the pick, which are the first two of the 5 FitPro Success, 5 P's to FitPro Success. So, well, the tricky thing is that most people want a career change to be easy. Put a hands up or like a yes in the comments box if you really wanted your career change to be easy, or you want it to be easy, and that you think it will fit around your current life without any compromises or changes. Now, the thing is, everybody's life is full. Everybody's life is already full. We already fill all of the time that we have. So although a career change can be simple, it's often not easy. So it is important to find out what factors are most important for you when making the decision regarding your career change. Lovely, lots of people saying, it's nice if it was that simple, but is it? So once you know what's really important for you in your career change, then you can make a decision regarding your career change path and picking your ideal training course. And sometimes it's hard to know really what is important for you personally, because I've gone through some generic topics today, but actually career change isn't generic at all. And you need this understanding that it is now about your specific wants, your specific path. So I've created a free career accelerator call. Whatever you are in your decision process, whether you're right at the very beginning looking forwards, whether you're in the middle already in your training and you're thinking, oh, okay, so I'm at my training point, I'm already starting to get qualified, but I don't know where to go now. I don't know what my next step is. I want to keep momentum, going up those 5 Ps. Then this is still for you. If you've got that gap between having been qualified and now having to make the decision to start again, this is also for you. So this free career accelerator call is basically, you can use this call to gain clarity over your career change decision. It's literally all about you and your specific area that you need to be in. So I'll ask you specific questions to help you discover your career change path and pick the best training course for you or the best help for you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's with us either. It's very much about you and your path and your picking of the correct thing for you. And that's because a career change isn't generic, and neither is our Career Change Accelerator call. The questions we'll ask will guide you so you can make an easy decision that matches what you want from your career change and removes the worry of making the wrong decision. I'm sure you guys have probably had a moment whereby you've had this feeling that actually I'm going to make the wrong decision here. And if you're at that point whereby you're worried about making the wrong decision, then the worst thing you can do is try and make that decision on your own. So if you're in that place where you're worried about it, you're worried you're going to make a painful decision, all the pains and the questions are painful for you, then this Career Accelerator call is going to really, really help. It's kind of like hiring a personal career coach that specializes in fitness, but you get it for free. So we basically have 20 minutes together to really dial into your specific needs and your specific path and pick. So we'll ask you specific questions to guide you through the first 2 stages of our 5 Ps to FitPro Success, the path and the pick. And this means that by the end of the call, you will already be 2/5 of the way through our 5 Ps to FitPro Success, and you'll be well on your way to making your career change a reality. So it gives you that momentum, it gives you that awareness, and it gives you someone to bounce ideas off. And this is a really good way to give huge clarity. So as co-founders of Parallel Coaching, we've guided hundreds of people just like you through career change and ensured they kickstart confidently in fitness, and that's the key, confidently. Over the years, we found the patterns and questions that remove the stress and worry from the career change decision. It's pretty scary, isn't it? There can be some scary parts to it. So we use these questions and patterns in our Career Change Accelerator calls, leaving you feeling clear about your next step. So this is just for you and committed to taking action in whatever you choose. So I've put a link in the comments box, and all you need to do is click the link and you can then book your Career Change Accelerator call. I'm going to ask for your questions in just a moment, so please do start putting some questions in. But what you need to do now, click that link, book in a call with me. There's plenty of slots available at the moment, so please do book yourself in for that call, and you can do that right away now whilst we're talking and whilst we're collecting questions. So do that now, open up your diary and enter your specific call. So there is limited availability, so I honestly don't know how much longer we'll keep this for free as a Career Accelerator call, and also keep it available because of the limited number of call slots. You can imagine it's quite time heavy in that there's potentially hundreds of you on this call, and as a result, as we're looking through and we're thinking about number of call slots available, to have 20 minutes with each of you, there is a limited number. So if you do want that, make sure you click the link sooner rather than later, and you can book in a call. Also, just drop a comment in now if you're doing that and booking that call, then please do. Remember, it's about you gaining clarity and your path and how you can help choose your path ahead and know exactly what to do. So click the link to book it today whilst it's still available. So we're always here to help, and I can't tell you all the amazing results we've gotten for fitness enthusiasts just like you who are struggling with making a decision to change career and commit to becoming a FitPro. So we've had loads and loads of results already, and I can't wait for you to be one of those. But that doesn't mean that you need to be training with us. This path and pick, this Career Change Accelerator call, does not mean that it is a sales call. It's about you finding out exactly where you need to be heading and giving you the momentum to actually make the change you want to. And that's why you're here, is because you actually realize you do want to make a change of some sort. But if you have any questions, this is what I would like to hear from you now. So you've got the link in the chat box for you to go and book the call. All you need to do now is drop us a question in the comments box. So this is anything about your career change decision so far, anything about what is the 3 secrets that we've gone through today, anything about our 5 Ps to FitPro Success, anything that we can help with. And we're going to keep this open for about 5 minutes or so. So drop in any questions that you have and I will answer them live now. So I had a question come in already. So I've got questions that are coming up on this chat box. I've also got another series of questions as well that was asking about this career change accelerator call, saying, well, is it for me? I've already qualified. Yes, 100% it is, because if you're feeling stuck, no matter where you are, you're now still having to make that decision again to pick your next path, find the path that you're going to go on and start bridging the gap so that you can be in the career that you want to. So until you're actually in the career you want to and you're ready to go, this career change accelerator is definitely going to help you. So I've got lots of you here live, so please do put in a comment. If you don't have a comment, then just let me know what has been the most enlightening part of this webinar or live training for you today. Just let me know. Drop that comment in. So it's been really nice having so many of you here interacting on the comments as well and chatting with each other, and just sort of really understanding that everybody's in the same sort of situation. Usually it's, for most of you here live, you're in that gap moment, that gap between being qualified or just about to be qualified and then starting your career. So it feels like another big decision to make, and that we can zap the pain out of that decision by really working together and asking you those very specific questions that we have that will help sculpt your path, and also what training course you might take or might pick from there. So I appreciate we've been on the call for about half an hour now. So hopefully you've had your cup of tea in that time. If not, it will be getting cold. So does anybody have a question? Mike says, I just need to get to the point and make the jump. Nice. Okay. Absolutely. So some people are worried about so many different options, like you say, Mike, that it just gets a little bit scary. Now, when you're talking about making a jump, the analogy here is that or the metaphor we often use is getting to the edge of a cliff and jumping, which is a little bit scary. As children, we would probably just do it. But now that we know the reality of what's involved in that, we're not gonna just jump unless there's a safety net there. So what's important when you're making your decision is that you know what your safety net is and making sure that there is that safety net underneath. So this is about not recklessly running and jumping off of a cliff just because you're qualified now and you're ready, but actually knowing that you've got that safety net there so that whatever happens, you will land and be on the net, and at least you're moving forwards. Chances are you're going to leap off the top and you're going to do absolutely amazing, but you want to make sure that you've got some security and some safety there. And that's part of what we talk about in these decisions. Deb asks, when should I make business cards? I have qualified. Business cards are an interesting thing. I'm not too much of a fan of business cards because although they sound great, and actually from an ego point of view, it's quite nice to have a business card. I've still got my very first one that we had 12 years ago. So 15 years ago. So I've still kept that. But actually you probably find nowadays, I don't want, when I'm talking to a potential client, I don't want to just give them a business card and for them to walk off and it be in their charge. I'd much rather have their email or their phone number in my phone stored, and I'd much rather that than a business card anytime. Mike says, I've done the same job for 31 years. I need to change and have less stress. You've hit the nail on the head. Need a level of security, and you can build that into your decisions. So if security is important to you, and we talk about this on the career change call, we start finding what is important to you. Is it important for you to have that security underneath? Is it important for you to have that variety and know the different things that you need? Is it important for you to have a certain level of significance? We talk about what it is that you personally need. Yasmin, I pluck up courage, make positive change, then step back again currently, and being proactive and trying to get a break, getting nowhere yet. Again, Yasmin, it comes down to making sure that you're putting in the right things that have what you want out of your career, not necessarily feeling like you're going to take something massively different to where you're at. Sometimes if the risk is so big, as adults, responsible adults, we don't like taking massive risks. So you need to make sure that there is a certain level of understanding about the path you're going to take and how that suits your needs. else you will get so close and then step back again. So yeah, definitely, Yasmin, if you book that call, what we'll do is we'll chat and we'll find out exactly what would work for you and how to support you in that. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm obviously really looking forward to seeing you on the inside of these coaching calls. So please do make sure that you're getting those booked in. We're going to wrap up here. I've got a couple of last questions, so I'll just finish those up. But thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really nice to hear how you guys are equally as dedicated to more as we are here at Parallel. And that's our saying. That's what we really love. That's what we really stand by, is that we're dedicated to giving you more, which is why you've got these free coaching calls and these free career change accelerator calls. And it's exactly that, and I'm really glad that you guys are equally dedicated, and that's what's going to make the difference in your career. So massive thank you for joining us today. We're going to wrap up here, so by all means you can now leave the live training if you've been joining us. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you do have any extra questions, bring those along to that Career Change Accelerator call. And like I said, you can book that by clicking on the link that is in the comments box. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much, guys. Have an amazing evening.
Hi, I'm Neale Bergman.
And I'm Hayley Bergman. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of fitness professionals to get qualified, learn with simplicity, and coach clients with confidence.
We're the first to say that learning and being a FitPro doesn't have to be hard work, and that with the right structure, support and resources, you can become a confident and knowledgeable fitness professional that is dedicated to more.
So how do you learn, qualify and kickstart as a FitPro? This is the FitPro Sessions Podcast with Parallel Coaching.
Good